Anyone who's done the rounds of the Indian court system knows that they can be truly bizarre places.
कोर्ट के काले हैं, दिल के नहीं.
Indian courtrooms are often an arena of the absurd. The paint-drying inefficiency, the asinine admin, the pan-stained walls, the laid-back attitude, the ludicrous legal jargon, the demented delay tactics, the needlessly snazzy stationery, the high school level popularity contest and power dynamics, the god complex level self-importance and relentless sucking up, the judges who have mastered the art of sleeping with their eyes open, the scores of lawyers who assault prospective clients at the court gates like paps flocking to a starcade, the sheer performance of it all. Netflix's latest series Maamla Legal Hai is a charming workplace comedy that seeks to mine the legal system for humor. I can't remember the last time I enjoyed hilarious pop culture filled banter and banger one-liners to this extent. Actually, I can. It was in one of my favorite comedies, the crackling first season of Hostel Days. Not surprising considering this show comes from some of the same makers, writers Saurabh Khanna and showrunner Sameer Saxena, who are also among the minds behind last year's solid streaming sleeper hit Kala Pani. Maamla Legal Hai follows the day-to-day absurdity mishaps and misadventures of the lawyers, judges, clerks and cases of the District Court of Delhi's Patparganj, brought to life by a delightful, immensely watchable cast. The head honcho of the court is Advocate V.D. Tyagi, played by an excellent Ravi Kishan, who's having an absolute blast here as the president of the Patparganj Bar Association, who's now campaigning to be president of the Delhi Bar Association. Then there's the fancy fish out of her alkaline water Ananya Shroff, a wide-eyed, Harvard-educated South Delhi lawyer who decides to practice out of this smaller court to get ground-level experience before getting into legal aid and using the law to help people. Think Guilty Minds Kashaf Kazi if she was more privileged, naive, and dressed up like Zara threw up on her. Ananya is played with a charming ease by Naila Grewal, who we haven't seen since her striking, self-assured performance in Thappad. Helping her is Advocate Sujata Negi, played by the always enjoyable Nidhi Bhisht. Sujata is the street-smart lawyer who's overlooked and mocked because she merely rides off of the commission of referring cases to senior male lawyers. The two women team up, with Sujata showing Mrs. Vegan Cold Brew Harvard the ropes. Director Rahul Pandey, writer Saurabh Khanna and Kunal Aneja and showrunner Sameer Saxena give us a wonderfully warm, cheeky world supported by Nilotpal Bora's peppy score, which continually reminds us that this is a comedy. Each of the show's 8 episodes is loosely based on bizarre real-life cases and events. Reality is stranger than fiction and ground reality is stranger than non-fiction, says court manager Vishwas Pandey, played by the endearing Anant Joshi, who continues to be a delight to watch after Ye Kali Kali Aankhein and 12th Fail. Here we get cases like a man who wants a divorce from his wife because she wasn't shy on their wedding night, an auntie who wants to sue a parrot for constantly swearing at her, a group of armed robbers who get off scot-free because the police made a typo and listed the wrong charges, lawyers who go on strike because they're tired of being attacked and abused by the monkeys within the court compound. There's even an auto driver who runs a notary business from his back seat, and a legal aid advocate who specializes in what he calls premium Garib clients, who's also a masseuse on the side. Using the impractically idealistic Ananya as our eyes and ears, Maamla Legal Hai explores how giving a crap, good intentions and believing in the law means jack shit in a system that rewards jugaad and chalaki over imandari. At the end of one episode, Ananya apologizes to a client because she couldn't stop his farmland being taken away. He calmly says it's okay because unlike her, he knew that no justice would come by going to court. These lawyers need incentive to fight a case. Doing the right thing isn't enough, as we see when an advocate gets an impressive settlement for his poor clients only when he's motivated by beating his rival lawyer, or when Tyagiji takes on a case just because he can use it to push his campaign. Though the series does empathize with lawyers, touching on why they need to be opportunistic considering how challenging the profession can be. But rather than sticking to its laugh-out-loud satire strengths, Maamla Legal Hai tries to do too much. In the final few episodes, the focus shifts away from the courtroom comedy as V.D. Tyagi's election plot takes center stage. I get it, his character represents the soul and conscience of the legal fraternity as he's grappling with service versus self-interest. But I found myself being more taken by the underdog buddy cop story of the two female lawyers. At least the Tyagiji and Sujata character get their own triumphant and empathetic moments. My biggest issue with the series is the undercooked character of Ananya Shroff. When it's convenient, she's a punchline of privilege, minimally self-aware, forever impractically dressed, bringing in vegan bagels into the court canteen. But the narrative never entirely seems to give her her due or take her seriously, but just wanting to help people and make a difference until the very end. If anything, it frequently frames her idealism as almost silly and stubborn. ईमानदारी का घमंड. After a point, I even got lost in the show's commentary, somewhere between the female prison episode and the child marriage episode. I struggled to get a sense of what the show was trying to say about these issues. For me, Maamla Legal Hai works best when it's stagnant, when it isn't looking to evolve and be more than it needs to be, when it stays within the walls of the courtroom and sticks to its comedic commentary of what is, rather than making a heavy-handed case for change. Here, the drama punctures rather than complements the comedy. I'll remember the show for its laughs and lovable highs, for Brijendra Kala playing an advocate forever perplexed by the craziness around him, for the winning rhythmic one-liners of Anjum Batra as Tyagi's right-hand man, Mintu, for hitting that lunchtime comfort watch comedy sweet spot. You can watch Maamla Legal Hai on Netflix.
दोस्तों, ज़िंदगी में अक्सर हम ऐसे क्रॉस रोड पर खड़े होते हैं जहां हमें समझ में नहीं आता कि अपना जॉब करते रहें या छोड़कर बम्बई चले जाएं, फिल्मों के लिए लिखना शुरू करें, जो पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं वो करते रहें या किसी फिल्म स्कूल को ज्वाइन कर लें. ये फैसले आसान नहीं होते. आप हमारे साथ 2 घंटे का ये कोर्स कीजिए, FC क्लासरूम की तरफ से स्क्रीन राइटिंग मास्टर क्लास. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये कोर्स करने के बाद, सिर्फ 2 घंटे बाद, आप इस फैसले को बेहतर ले पाएंगे. आइए ज्वाइन कीजिए फिल्म कंपेनियन के YouTube चैनल पर.